Hello everybody and welcome to another video. This video is part 1 of the Zenith F1 racing season. So yeah, let's get right into it for Australia, and they are going to be running the full 22 races this season. So yeah, it's going to be something to look forward to. Hopefully I can win the championship again. As some of you might know, if you follow me on Twitter, I am currently the reigning champion. So hopefully we can get the season off to a great start and just keep things going. So here we are in Q3. Unfortunately I missed most of qualifying as I just forgot to save it. But yeah, we're here in Q3, the bit that matters. We got through and we're in P5. So we're here on the final lap. As you can see through the first sector, we're actually up by near enough a tenth of a second on our 19.8. And we are only 4 thousandths off third place. So here we are going through the second sector now. We've got a much better run. We're coming through to the end of sector 2. And we're currently nearly 2 tenths up. We are actually 2 tenths up going through this final middle sector. But it doesn't quite land, as you'll see later on in the lap. But overall, it's been a pretty decent lap, as I do actually set the fastest middle sector. So this lap could have been something special in the end, as I did lose about a tenth in that left-right chicane, just from being a bit too aggressive, got overdriving the car basically. But we see here, I get on the power a bit too early and get on the grass. And overall, that's the end of that lap. Unfortunately, I couldn't get another lap in, as that was the end of qualifying. And as you see in the top left, we are currently dropping as everyone gets their final runs in. And I come across the line for P9 in this session. As you see here, I'm just defeated going across the line. I've been on the back foot all of qualifying, and that was just down to the fact that I was not 100% with the setup I had. I was out of shape, I just had way too much understeer. I set up the car badly. But taking the positives from that, I now know what not to do, so I now know what I can do to fix it. So as you see, we qualified in P9 and our teammate qualified in P3 in this race. But here we are now on the grid for the Australian Grand Prix. It is 5 red lights. And away we go for the Australian Grand Prix. We actually get a fairly mediocre start. Nobody jumps us, but we don't jump anybody. As is lagging on the right hand side, and that's going to be crucial going through turn 1. As we go into turn 1, we do let someone on the inside, but yeah. We lose our front wing. Jacob in front of us touched Nick in front, and got a bit sideways. And because I was inside yours car, I couldn't see it. I just couldn't react in time. And if maybe had I not been in this car, I would have been able to react and brake. But it was just unfortunate with the way things turned out, as we do run a little bit wide and get a warning for corner cutting. So as you see here, on the end of lap 1, we do decide to pit. It's just the damage was too great, and as you can see, we're already, as you may have saw, we are losing a load of time already. So we come into the pits for a set of the hard compound of tyres and a new front wing. So hopefully the hards can take us to the end of this race, and we can regain some positions and when everyone makes their pit stops. But we're coming out the pit lane now. It's an 8.3 second pit stop as we leave the pits. Jacob is right behind us. He's about 2 to 3 seconds behind us. So hopefully we can keep that gap to him, so when everyone pits, there are a few cars between us, as Yor is the next car ahead of us. So here we are, lap 7. People have decided they want to pit in this race, as Yor pits onto the hard tyres. As you see here, the safety car is out, as Jamie has retired from the race. And we're coming through at the perfect time, as we're a bit indecisive on whether we want what we want to do, but we do decide to pit for the medium compound tyres. I was a bit 50-50 on this, as we just pit for the hard tyres. But my logic was that if there's a safety car at this stage, there might have been another one. So we come in, it's a 2.6 second pit stop, which is fine and dandy. We don't lose any places, which is the most important thing. And in fact, we're going to gain a position because of Jamie crashing in front of us. So we're going to be in P15. But yeah, by my logic, there was going to be another safety car. So I was planning on that, but if I couldn't, these tyres could have got to the end of the race. So as we rejoin here on lap 9, we rejoin the back of the safety car line, and again at the end of lap 10, it is safety car is coming in. So we are right behind Blaz. So hopefully on the safety car restart we can gain a few positions, but we don't get the best of restarts, as Blaz is just much further ahead. He just gets a bit more traction, I think is the word. As BP actually crashes on the start-finish straight on the safety car restart. So that is another 3 positions to P14. As you see here now, going through turn 1, we're right behind Blaz. So we want to get past him as soon as possible, as we do think we have more pace than him at this stage in the race with our fresh tyres. And if we get held up for long enough, Lennon behind will get past. So we can't be letting that happen. But as you see ahead, Ross is the next car, but Blaz actually gets a bit of a bad exit. And we get past him, we stick it into overtake, Rich Mix, and we have enough speed to get the move done before the chicane, which is absolutely brilliant stuff, and we are now right behind Roscoe on lap 11 here in this race. So we've now got some position to make, as it's chaos up ahead. They're nearly going 3 wide into this turn. So we smell some opportunities here. Jonathan Cox, I believe, does have wing damage at this stage in the race. So here we are, going up towards the penultimate corner. We actually send it round the outside of Jonathan Cox, and even though he's got wing damage, it's still a pretty late move to make. And then Roscoe loses it on the exit, and we gain 2 positions in the space of 1 corner, which is absolutely great stuff. And here we are on lap 13. Yor actually breaks a bit late and makes contact with Lucas ahead, and Dan Murphy gets caught up, and that is another 2 positions. So we are now here in P9 in this race on lap 13, which is so far has been an absolutely brilliant comeback. So we're now right behind Lucas on lap 15, and now going on to 16. We are following a slipstream. We've got our DRS open, so we might have a chance to get a move done in this sector. But we do feel like we are a bit far back, as we do run out of DRS, so we do lose overtake. So yeah, and we're not quite close enough to make a lunge down the inside. But safety car, another one. My logic was correct. So Lucas is now ahead of us in P8. Dan Murphy is behind us in P9, 7/10. But we come into the pits on lap 16. Dan Murphy behind us follows, and we are going to be coming into another set of medium compound tyres. These are worn tyres that were used in qualifying, but they're going to last the end, as we do actually get held up a little bit in the pit lane, as Granty Boy did pit under safety car, but we're far enough behind that it doesn't affect us too much, and Dan Murphy doesn't jump us, who is on the soft compound of tyres. So on the safety car restart, this is going to get a bit hairy. If we don't gain in positions on TCG Navy ahead, then we might end up losing positions. There's crazy power on the safety car, spins round, he does a Roman Grosjean, and overall that's another position, and that is into P9 in this race, as we are right behind TTG Navy in this race, who is actually one of the leaders. And Co-Andy, who is ahead of Granty Boy in P5, is the leader. So we are within a shot of P4 at this stage in the race. It's absolutely great stuff so far, as we are following TCG Navy, who is looking to make a move on Blaz, who's only made 1 pit stop in this race, and I don't think he makes another one. So he pits onto hard tyres at the early stages of this race and stays on them, as he thinks that is the best thing to do in this race. So we're now right behind TCG Navy, as Dan Murphy actually has a bit of a lunge down the inside. We leave him space in case he decided he wanted to go for it, but we defend it nicely. And Co-Andy now is defending from Blaz, and Blaz actually makes a move. He doesn't quite make it work and holds up TG Navy. We send it down the inside and make a similar move to Blaz, but we don't quite get it done before the chicane. So we're running side by side through this middle section of the chicane, and we get the move done, which is absolutely brilliant stuff. Into P8, Blaz is the next car, and we think we're in a very good shot of points at this stage. As Dan Murphy actually has a bit of a late braking. They think he was going for a move on Navy, but our proximity arrow went red. So we did decide that we were going to leave a bit of room, as I had no idea what it was doing at that stage of the race. But now we're right behind Blaz. We're following him through in this first sector. On lap 20, there is 10 laps to go, and we are going for a move round the outside of Blaz, as we've got so much more space than him on the straight, and now we're running side by side through this first sector. It's brilliant stuff so far. Great respect. There is a few bits of contact between me and him, but overall nothing major, nobody gets damaged. But here we are going down the inside of Blaz MK. We're side by side, but he hits us, he turns in as if we're not there. And I think TG Navy hit the back of us. I don't believe he got front wing damage, but a virtual safety car is now deployed. And that means that we are down 2 positions to Dan Murphy and Yor. And here we are on the lap 20. I don't know what happened, but we ran into the back of Yor, as it did jerk back quite a bit, and I think that it was lag related. But now our front wing damage, I know in hindsight it probably wasn't enough to pit, as we did lose more time than we gained, but I don't think we would have got points, so we decided we wanted to go for the fastest lap of the race, getting a new front wing and soft compounder tyres. That should take us to the end of this race, as we come out of the pits in P14, which is it hurts. It hurts to watch this back, as we were on for a very good points finish and we just lost it in the dying stage of the race. And yeah, it does hurt to watch this back. But here we are now on our fastest lap attempt, and even though it does get us the fastest lap at the end of this lap for now, it is a scruffy lap, as we set the fastest sector to sector 1 by 0.6 on our personal best. But even though we are gaining quite a bit of time, it's not the best of laps. As you can see here, we're just taking it a bit cautious as we get on the even though we do get on the power fairly early, it's not quite aggressive enough to warrant it. And as we do cross the start finish line though, on lap 22 we do gain the fastest lap of the race. I do believe it's a 1:22.875, so that is not a bad lap by no means, and no stretch of the imagination. But you're behind and TG Navy at this point do pit for fresh tyres in this race onto soft compound tyres, and they do get the fastest lap of the race over us. And you're on lap 26, 4 laps to go in this race, is now right behind us. And he's got the RS open, we've got overtaken Rich Mix, but there's no point fighting it. He's got fresher tyres, we've been on these tyres for about 6 laps now, so there's no point fighting it. We just slot in behind you all, and just hopefully, our goal was to try and keep in DRS and just keep it there, but we do actually have a slight bit of front wing damage, which is hampering us a bit. As you see now, we have now caught up to Blaz, who does have front wing damage at this stage of the race. So going into on the penultimate lap, we do have a shot at gaining one more position to P12. So if by some miracle we would be able to get points as we go down the inside, he gets a bad exit of this corner once again, as Granty Boy is out of this race as he crashes in the chicane at the middle sector. We get loads of oversteer, and Blaz actually has a shot back at us. We have no ERS, so that means we can't really defend it as we run side by side now through the second sector. We're trying to defend it as we don't want to get stuck behind Blaz again, as you can see he's missing his left front end plate. There we go, got it out in the end. So he is struggling in the corners. As we see, we've got so much more speed than him. Try not to run into the side of Granty Boy, and just trying to make sure we can get a position hit done ASAP as we send it down the inside. And what isn't quite enough as Blaz defends the position, as TG Navy has now caught up to us. So now here we are going through the penultimate few corners. We're going round the outside of Blaz. We do squeeze him to the apex a little bit and we do make contact, but I don't think it gave him damage. So that we are up into P11 in this race after being last several times in this race. So as comebacks go, this isn't bad, but we would have liked points, and to be battling for a championship in this close fight, we need to be doing better. But as we cross the line for P11, we don't have the podium ceremonies unfortunately, but yeah, I forgot to record it. But thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe and notification, and goodbye.